Hello everybody, Flik here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are looking at Oozi Earth Adventure by Awesome Game Studios. Or Studio, I can't remember which. Either way, this is a game that will just be out on Steam at the exact moment that this video goes live. So if you are at all interested in what you're about to see, by all means click on the Steam store link that will be in the description and find out more about it. So this is I would class it as an old school platformer, although I'm not necessarily sure that's what they were aiming at. They're aiming at a child friendly-ish simple platformer that gets challenging as you go on, and we'll go into play game. I've already done the first 3 or 4 worlds, which is 12% through the story mode apparently, on normal difficulty. What was really nice was I finished the first stage and it said, oh, you seem to be finding normal mode a bit too easy. Do you want to go up to hardcore? And maybe I should. I'm not entirely sure what would change, so I'll be interested to try that on this. And there's also challenge mode versions of each level, and then there's also an arcade mode, which I'm not sure what that is. We might take a look before I finish here. Now if we go into story mode, by the way, the pop-ups are saying that I'm using a keyboard. I am actually using my 360 pad right now, so usually, I think it's because I switched between the two when I started recording. Yeah, so I'm up to stage 1-4 and I've done them on normal, which is interesting. Okay, we'll go back to the very first stage. It will introduce us to how the game plays. So we'll do that, and I'll try bumping up the difficulty if possible. But we're going to get a little voiceless cutscene here that sets up the story. I assume the person we're playing as is called Oozi, or yeah, I can't really think of any other way to pronounce his name other than Oozi. So it was just a routine delivery, just like many times before. You had to transfer packages of Obsidian Star crystals to the Omega 66 planet. This is where things go a bit weird. He says there's an incoming disaster or something like that. The disaster is that he's running out of fuel. Shouldn't he have noticed that a little while ago, you know, when he was at the space petrol station or something? Either way. By the way, since this is kind of being marketed towards children in some respects that I'll go into more, I think you should possibly change the asterisk swearing to just him saying oh no with a full stop if you want to be sarcastic. Or, you know, an exclamation mark if you just want to emphasise. Because having the asterisks there, if you are like letting your kid play the game, they would ask, what do the asterisks mean? Or what do the stars mean? Whatever. So of the difficulty modes, as I said, this is normal difficulty, and I think I can change it in the options, so I will go into it and have a look. There's a mode called Kid, which is interesting to me. Let me see. Options. Yes, options. Can I change the difficulty while I'm in here? Let me see. Not while you're on a stage. Shame. Well, there's a kid difficulty which is specifically aimed for a parent kind of introducing their child into the world of platformers, and I think that's a really nice angle to play with this game. Now for me, I have enjoyed my time with the game purely from a nostalgia point of view because I grew up playing very similar platforming games, and I'm sure you don't need me to list any that were on, you know, the SNES and Sega of the times. Now we do have these tutorials, but I'm just going to go through it myself really. So it's left and right to jump. You can do a double jump. You can also press and hold jump to do a bigger jump. And the idea on each stage is to make it to the end through a checkpoint system. Also there are 5 hidden special stars which give you, I think they unlock the challenge modes. And then there's also these little stars that just give you points. Now points do matter because they increase your health up to a maximum of 3 or 4. I think it's 3. So I guess if you're on full health there's not any point other than score. Now what I wasn't expecting, and I think it's actually the second level that introduces this, but there's almost a Demon Souls, Dark Souls-esque ghost system in place, which I thought was really interesting. You can turn it off if you find it distracting, but after a certain point you'll start seeing ghosts of other people playing the game currently, and keep in mind it must be other, you know, YouTubers and press people because the game's not out at the point I'm recording this, and you'll see how they do. What I did notice, and kind of as a random aside, when I decided to leave the ghosts on because I found it interesting, a lot of other people playing the games don't seem to have the OCD gotta catch them all mentality that I do, and they seem to just be jumping through the stars and not collecting them all. Oops, that was very stupid. So I'm not sure what that was about. But when you play this kind of game, the idea is to collect everything, and, you know, to prove a point, I think I missed a little secret back here, so I'm having a little look around. You can lower and look up. Oh no, was it just spikes? It was just spikes. I must have been confusing it with somewhere else. So do not worry if you think that the game looks too boring so far, or, you know, basic. You are slowly introduced to new enemy types, but you can't just jump on their head. And as far as I got to the start of World 4, I did also get a new power in the form of my space suit's boots, which let you do a kind of ground stomp, that opens up new areas of the stage and also lets you defeat enemies like these, which are metal shelled. So there's one of the special stars I was on about. There's 5 on each stage. Also, I noticed a very weird flickering twice there. I noticed it once prior to me recording, so I don't think it's the reason, the fact that I'm recording is the reason it's happening, so I'm not sure if there's a little bug there or not, or indeed what would be causing it. That's what checkpoints look like. I assume they look very similar to the signboards in old Sonic games on purpose. I'm quite okay with that if it is. And the reason I decided to cover this is, you know, every now and then when I do these Let's Look Ats, I do games that are not necessarily for my age range. Now, I would say this actually is from a nostalgia point of view, but from a first-time platformer point of view, oops, that was very silly again. It's a very good entry point, and I like the idea of, you know, wanting to introduce your kid to gaming because you're a gamer yourself. And a nice, happy platformer that, you know, doesn't take itself too seriously. In the same vein as Mario, I guess. Although I would actually say this is not as challenging. Ah, we've started getting ghosts, so there's someone else playing the game. Yeah, I like the idea of someone sitting down with their kid, having this on the kid difficulty, and just saying, oh, here's a fun little game we can play together, and it probably goes really easy on you on the kid difficulty. But if you do want a challenge, there is up to hardcore, and I think one more above that. Oh, there we go, that's a new type of enemy. It just speeds at you and then dies. Although, I say die, they just disappear into puffs of smoke and whatnot. There's no blood, no death, etc. And I keep on getting really silly damage. It's my own fault, but I am trying to focus on what I'm saying. You know, that old chestnut that people who make videos go to every time they do something bad. Oh, it's because I'm talking. I'm concentrating on being as articulate as I possibly can, so I can't do basic platforming. I grew up playing these. That's no excuse. Oh, what happened to that ghost I was following? They do just kind of fade in and out a la Demon's Souls. But of all the kind of interesting concepts to take from that game, I was very surprised. I think this is the way I go for a... I'm going to have a look up here in case there's one of the stars. There's another ghost. See, look, he's struggling a bit with the jumping. Which, come on. Can you come over here? Come on, chase me. Come on. Yeah. No, you fell! You suck at platforming! Oh, dear. I mean, that's what I was saying before when I was seeing lots of ghosts from other press people, I assume. I mean, they were all... Oh, that was the end of the level. Whoops. Okay, so I probably missed the chance at some extra points down there on the right. But, you know, I still got max stars, so... We'll do continue here, and we'll go into the second level. There'll be a little bit of a story on the loading screen. He's just saying, you know, he's introducing new enemies and concepts. So these are hedgehog-type enemies which you cannot jump on. Dude, where's my spaceship? Where is my spaceship indeed? The flickering, I'm not sure if it will even be noticeable on the footage, but it's definitely noticeable to me now, and it is happening a lot more often now that I am recording, so I'm not sure why that is, but let's assume that it's my end. I love the music to this level, by the way, in particular. It has a very nice kind of banjo that comes in every so often. It reminds me, for some reason, of the intro music to Saints Row, to Silent Hill 1. Just when the banjo kind of comes wailing in a little bit. And that is a very nice bit of music if you've never heard it. I encourage you to look it up on YouTube. So things do start to get a bit more challenging here. There's more enemies. I assume that there's more enemies on higher difficulties. I should have changed it to a harder difficulty before starting, really, because normal, if you have any experience with basic platformers, is not going to challenge you, really. And you know, unless you do silly mistakes like whatever I was doing there, I've got no idea. I am going to, against my OCD judgment of wanting to pick up absolutely everything, I might try and get through this quickly so I can go show off one of the other modes that I've not even tried yet. Just to see how they differ and also bump up the difficulty. Oh, hello. Let's see. Come on. Let's see if you die. Oh, I got myself hit while trying to watch someone else make a mistake, so I guess I was asking for that, really. He made it, I guess. But as long as you go out of your way to collect lots of points, you get your health back constantly. I'm not quite sure how many points I need to get to generate a new bit of health, but we'll see when it happens. Yep, I just got it there. So I'm back up to 2 health. Right, let's see. Oh, why did I do that? Hello, Ghosty, you not going to come this way? Probably not a best idea to follow me. And now there's mines on the... Well, not mines, but, you know, spiked things. I may very well die. Oh, that was close. Got a new checkpoint, so that's fine. I don't even think you take a points hit if you die, although I could be wrong about that. If I do die, what am I at? I'm at like 8,600. And I am just pushing on. Oh, I missed a star! Every fibre of my being wants to go back and pick it up, but I won't. I will just push on to show more of the game off. As I say, I've already done all these 3 stages and I did them all perfectly. I found all the special stars, etc. Oh, let's see if I can throw this guy off. Come on. Oh, I think he died. He sunk into the floor. Poor sod. So I was told what the RRP of this was when it was going on Steam, but I'm afraid I can't remember at the time of recording. I think it was $6.99 or $9.99. That's the usual price point, and I can't even remember if that was in dollars or pounds. So, but as I said, there will be a link to... Why would I do that? There is a link to the Steam store page in the description. It's because I'm rushing now. That's... Oh, okay. Why would I go back into that? You are invincible... Oh, this is a secret area. You are invincible for a fair amount of time when you get hit. Although I have noticed you also kind of get... not invincibility frames, but... You fall through enemies when you get hit as well, so it's not like you can use the temporary invincibility to your advantage. Right, so what if we go back to main menu now? Also, apologies if you hear my dog barking. She is angry at something. And I now have my space pants, which mean you can crash into the ground. I'll very quickly show that because right here at the start of the level there's a bit to do it. So yeah, when there's ground that looks like this, you can just press down when you jump and that lets you drop down. So let me go back to the main menu here. Oh, no, I wanted to say yes to that. We'll do play game. I'm curious what arcade mode is. Okay. So I've unlocked 3 of them because I've cleared those stages, that makes sense. Let's try this one. So what do we do? Your task in arcade mode is to complete the level in limited time while collecting as many as possible. Okay, I can try that. So this is the stage I had just done, but obviously now they've added a points challenge to it. So I think what we'll do to finish this video is I will try and do this stage as quickly and as perfectly as I can. Now you do get points for killing enemies, so that's also another reason I suppose to go after them. There's a ghost following me as well. Oh, he is going much more efficiently than I am. It's on like Donkey Kong. Ghost, get back here. Let's see, I'm going to concentrate a little bit here. I don't want to mess anything up. Oh, that's right, you get lots of points for crushing those. You can actually just crush the normal ones as well. More points this way. After that ghost. I don't even know if this is the same guy, but I don't care. He's now my rival. We've been rivals forever. Pulling ahead a little bit, but I'm not going to do that yet because over here there's a chance for more points. Oh, it is so on. Okay, it technically doesn't matter if he's ahead of me as long as I can eke out a little bit more points. Now you do get points for killing those bee things, so... Oh, I missed! Son of a... Oh, I still missed. The jumping off the vine is a bit weird. There we go. Okay, he's still ahead of me, but points-wise I'm now ahead because I killed a couple of bees that he seemed to ignore. Oh! There we go. Where's the timer anyway? Oh, right. I didn't realise it was so short. I have to get to the end of the level in 14 seconds. Oh, and then I died because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so that's why you don't go everywhere, because you've got very limited time. Right, let's have a look at the other mode actually, since that didn't take very long. Back, and that's challenge mode, right? Yeah. And challenge mode... Oh, there was stuff below that I had unlocked. Primary goal is to eliminate all enemies. Secondary goal, score at least 6,000, lose no health. Okay, so again it's just adding to... Challenge number 3, hunting season. Good, I was expecting it to be the same layout again, so I'm kind of glad it's not. Boing, boing. So, kill all enemies, eh? There's 60 enemies, really? I don't even know how to kill these hedgehog guys. Can I stomp on them? Oh, you turn them upside down, a la Mario. Okay. And I just got an achievement, I don't know if it will pop up, called This Wasn't in the Tutorial, so I'm glad I figured that out for myself. Interesting. I've missed a lot of enemies back at the start though, so does that mean I need to backtrack ages? Or does that mean I've lost them? Who knows? I'm just going to push on here and see what happens. Also, I've already lost health, so I've missed... Oh, that counted even though I did a ground stomp! Boo earns! Boo earns, I say. Anyway, there's obviously a lot of challenges in Oozi, Earth Adventure. 44 challenges, 20 arcade mode, and how many stages does it look like we've got here? I can't actually go past the one that I'm on, so unfortunately I won't be able to tell you, but you know, you can probably do the maths. If opening 4 stages is 12%, then you know, roughly 10 times that. So that's going to wrap up my Let's Look At here. As I said at the start, you can go to the store link in the description box below if you want to pick up the game for yourself. It is reasonably priced, especially if you are a parent of a young child who you want to introduce to a nice, simple platformer that's got cartoony style, no real violence per se, no microtransactions, nothing like that that, you know, can tempt them when you've got them crappy games on their phones. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up there. Thank you for checking out this video. By all means, if you wish to support the developers in other ways, consider sharing the video or at least giving it a thumbs up to help the search rankings. My name is Flik. Ta-ta for now.